Welcome to the second part of Maths Chapter 8 Logarithms. So here we are going to study some properties and some characteristics of logarithm. Okay, so let's have a look at some uh, basic characteristics of logarithms. The first one, logarithms to the base 10 are known as common logarithms, common logs. Okay, so we can take an example, log of 2 to the base 10. Now this is an example of a common logarithm which can also be written as log of 2. So there is no base over here as you can see, right? If there is no base, that means the base is 10. So that's the second characteristic of logarithm. If no base is given, the base is always taken as 10. If no base is given, base is always taken as 10. If no base is given, base is always taken as 10, right? Let's okay. Third characteristic, log of 1 to the base 10. Can you remember I told you what is log of 1 to any base? It is 0. Can you tell me what is log of 10 to the base 10? Okay, we can find this out. We can take it as x and then we can simplify it as 10 raised to x is equal to 10. Now 10 raised to what will give you the same number? 10. 1. Therefore x is equal to 1. So we can say that therefore log of 10 to the base 10 is equal to 1. Can you tell me what is log of 100 to the base 10? 2. See, there is a pattern. If there is no 0 in front of 1, right? If there is no 0 in front of 1, then the log of 1 to the base 10 is 0. If there is 1 0 in front of 1, then log of 10 to the base 10 is 1. If there are two zeros, then log of 100 to the base 10 is 2. So that's the pattern which the logarithms are following. Can you tell me what is log of 10,000 to the base 10? Can you tell me what is it? Log of 10,000 to the base 10 will be, how many zeros do you see here? How many zeros do you see here? 4 zeros, right? So your answer will be 4, right? Log of 10,000 to the base 10 is 4. But these all formula are applicable only to the base 10. So these were the basic characteristics of logarithms, right? Three characteristics. Common logarithms, that is any logarithm to the base 10 is common logarithm. If no base is given, we always take the base as 10, and log of 1 to the base 10 is 0, log of 10 to the base 10 is 1, log of 100 to the base 10 is 2, log of 1000 to the base 10 is 3, log of 10,000 to the base 10 is 4. So that's the pattern which is very, very important. Now moving ahead, let us study the properties, or you can say laws of logarithm. So next thing is laws of laws of logarithms. The first law. First law is also known as product law. Product law. Now I just want you to remember the expression, not the statement. Okay, expression. Log of m into n to the base a. Log of m into n to the base a is equal to log of m to the base a plus log of n to the base a. So what happens over here, if you have two number or product of two numbers whose log is taken to the base a, any base, then you can actually separate them, separately take the logs of both the numbers, but the multiplication becomes addition. The only point to be remembered is the multiplication sign changes into addition sign. So logarithm is such a useful application. It converts this complicated and long method of multiplication into simple method of addition. That is the idea behind logarithm. So what if there were three numbers over here? So log of m into n into p to the base a. This will also get converted like this. Log of m to the base a into, sorry, plus, right? Log of m to the base a plus log of n to the base a plus log of p to the base a. So all the multiplication signs got converted into addition signs, right? So that's how the product law makes the operation on logarithms or operation on numbers under logarithms make simpler and convert it into addition, convert the product into addition, right? Okay, one more thing to be remembered, which is you can say it is wrong. So I will write it with another color. If suppose you have got log of m plus n to the base a, if suppose you've got log of m plus n to the base a, and someone says that okay, this also will be log of m to the base a plus log of n to the base a, which looks very correct because there was plus sign and you took log of both the numbers and you put plus sign, so you just distributed logarithms between these two numbers. But this is in reality not wrong, this is incorrect. Okay, so please remember that this identity does not exist, this is incorrect. Okay, so you know what is product law now. Let us move to the second law, which is known as quotient law. Quotient law. Okay, so what does quotient law states? It states that log of m by n to the base a is equal to log of m to the base a minus log of n to the base a. Right? Log of m by n to the base a becomes log of m to the base a minus log of n to the base a. Right? Now, this looks very simple. If you want to take an example, that also we can see. Suppose we have log of 2 by 3 to the base 10. This will become log of 2 to the base 10 minus log of 3 to the base 10. This is absolutely correct. Okay, so this is the identity and this is its example. Okay, so now we have to understand what is not correct. Let us understand that also. So if someone would say that what if I have uh, log of m to the base a upon log of n to the base a, can it become log of m to the base a minus log of n to the base a? If someone would ask me, can this be correct? This is absolutely not correct. This is incorrect. So this is one of the incorrect identities. You cannot use the quotient rule in this manner. See what is the difference between the incorrect one and the correct one. In the incorrect one, there is log of a number in the numerator also and the log of another number in the denominator also. But in the correct identity, there is only one logarithm and then there is a fraction. You understand? There is correct logarithm, there is only one logarithm and then there is fraction in the correct identity. So one which I have written in the red box over here, it is incorrect. One more incorrect version is there. Suppose somebody says that I've got let's say log of m minus n, difference of two numbers, to the base a, right? Can it become log of m to the base a minus log of n to the base a? Can it become like this? Now, algebraically, this might seem uh, correct, like because log is just we have open the brackets and log has been redistributed. But distributivity cannot be the property of logarithm. So this is not correct. This is incorrect, right? This is incorrect. Please understand that. So I've shown you the correct quotient law and how quotient law can get converted into the difference of two logarithms. But I have also showed you what are the incorrect identities. Now also remember one more thing. So if suppose you have been given this part, that is RHS, you can very well convert it into your LHS, right? Over here also, if you have been given the RHS only, you can very well convert it into your LHS. LHS can be converted into RHS and RHS can also be converted into LHS. They both are interconvertible, but only in this, strictly in this particular format. No other formats can be used. Okay, so basically what they are saying is the format which we have seen over here is absolutely wrong. Cannot use this. Incorrect format. This cannot be used. Incorrect format. Incorrect format. Right? Please keep them in mind. You should also know what is incorrect. Otherwise, the confusion will be there. Right? So let's go towards the third law. Third property. Third law is the power law. Power law. What does it say? It says that log of m raised to n to the base a, log of m raised to n to the base a can become n multiplied by log of m to the base a. So what happens with the power? Power gets multiplied in front of the log. Power gets multiplied in front of the log. N is the power gets multiplied in front of the log. Okay, so this has many other applications. I can uh, show you one. Suppose I have nth root of m. How can I write nth root of m in a simple manner, in exponential manner? I can write it as m raised to 1 by n. Just like if I have, for example, if I have cube root of 2, how can I write this? 2 raised to 1 by 3, right? So suppose I was to take a log of nth power of m, nth root of m, I'm sorry. Can I write this as log of m raised to 1 by n? Yes, and now I can use the power rule. How can I use the power rule? The power will get multiplied in the front of logarithm. So it will become 1 by n into log of m. 1 by n into log of m. Right? So this is how you use your power law. Great. Let's see some more examples. Okay. Suppose I have got an expression y is equal to a raised to 4 into b square upon c cube, right? Can you find what is log of y? Can you find what is log of y? So see how to find. Log of y is equal to log of a raised to 4 b square by c cube. So first, which law you will apply? You will apply the quotient law. So it will become log of a raised to 4 b square. Now you are just pay attention that they have asked me to find log y. There is no base over here. So if there is no base, what kind of logarithm is this? This is common logarithm. So base is 10, but no need to write. If you are not writing, that means the base is 10. Okay, so I'm not going to mention base anywhere, and that means the base is 10. It's a common logarithm. Okay, so log of a raised to 4 b square minus log of c cube. Now this can also be simplified, right? So we have, what do we have here? Log of a raised to 4 multiplied by b square. And what do we have here? Log of c cube. How can I simplify this? See, I will use product law. The first law, log of m into n is equal to log of m plus log of n. So this I will write it as log of a raised to 4 plus log of b raised to 2, right? The product, that is the multiplication, gets converted into addition. The first law, product law, minus, okay, you see the c cube, log of c cube. Can I use power rule here, power law? Yes, I can. So I can write it as 3 log c. How can I write this? 4 log a, power rule, plus 2 log b minus 3 log c. Done. 4 log a plus 2 log b minus 3 log c. So that is the logarithmic expansion. This, whatever I have done over here, you see this, whatever I have done over here, the value of log y which I have found and the answer which I have got. So this expansion, the method of this expansion is known as logarithmic expansion. Logarithmic expansion, right? So that's one example for you. We can take one more example. Suppose we have got, let's say, log v is equal to log pi plus 2 log r plus log h minus log 3. So what they are asking you is convert this into algebraic form. So you have to convert logarithmic form to algebraic form. Logarithmic form to algebraic form. Now see how to do this. First, I'm going to simplify by writing this way. Log v is equal to log pi, as it is I'm writing, plus log r square. See, this 2 goes into the power of r. So that is the reverse of power law which I've used, plus log h minus log 3. Now see the next step, very important. Log v is equal to, just excuse my handwriting, I'm just writing fast, that's why the log is not very readable, but it is log. By the end of the video, by the end of these many lectures and the pen tablet which I'm using, you should be familiar with my handwriting, right? And I'm also speaking with it. So in YouTube we have this facility of turning on the subtitles. So if you just click on that CC, that is closed captions, the subtitles, auto-generated English subtitles must turn on, and then you should be able to read mostly what I'm saying, because I'm trying to speak as fluently as I can. But if I'm not speaking clearly, then some of the words may be misspelled. But you can try that right now. Just turn on the subtitle CC and check, and you'll understand what I'm speaking, right? Okay, so log pi plus log r square plus log h. Is it in the form of log of m plus log of n plus log of p from your product law, the answer of your product law? So how to apply the product law in the reverse manner? So to apply the product law in the reverse manner, what you need to do is, if you have three numbers in addition with each other, and all those three numbers are in the form of logarithmic form, then you can write log just once and multiply those three numbers. Take the product of those three numbers. So it'll be pi r square h, right, minus log 3. Now you must be wondering, where is the base? There is no need of base. If base is not there, the base is 10. It's common logarithm. So log v is equal to, okay, now we have two numbers and there is a subtraction sign in between them. So they would become like this: log of pi r square h by 3, the whole bracket, right? They will, we are using quotient law in reverse over here. So laws can be used in any order. It's not that you can just convert the quotient, that is a fraction, into the difference of two logarithms, but you can convert difference of two logarithms into fraction also. That's the example over here. Now what we'll do is we'll cut log from both the sides. So if the log gets cut, we get v is equal to pi r square h by 3. You know what is this? This is the formula for volume of cone. Not necessary for you right now, just for your general knowledge. We have converted the logarithmic form of an unknown formula into the algebraic form, that is the formula for volume of cone, right? So this is how we can play with logarithms. The properties are very, very useful, right? I'll just zoom out and show you what we have done till now. So it's been how much, 24 minutes into the lecture, and we have learned so many new things. Cool. Just have a look. So this is what we have done. See, laws of logarithm, the product law, the quotient law, correct method, incorrect method, the power law, and some examples, right? Two examples. Looks beautiful when I zoom out. Looks like a notebook. Cool. Let's go to the next part then. Hmm. Okay, one more zoom in. Now it should be enough. Readable. Yes. So in this part, we have got yes, we have got question number 3, 4, 5, and 6. Cool. So let's do question number 3 first. Yeah, the answer is in front of us, but we have to solve and check. Okay. So we have to express just a moment. Yeah, that's question number 3. Log of uh, fifth root of 108 to the base 10 in terms of log 2 and log 3. Okay. Oh, hey, I don't have any space over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to solve. I'm just going to. Can I select this? No, I can't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Where is undo? I'll try to select this. No, I can't select. Hey, I'm sorry for wasting your time. I'll just write it over here. I don't know what I'm doing sometimes. So in terms of log 2 to the base 10 and log 3 to the base 10. Cool, yeah, we can do that. First, I will find the prime factors of 108, right? 2 54s are, 2 27s are, 3 9s are, 3 3s are, 3 1s are. So 108 is equal to 2 square into 3 cube, right? This is going to be useful, right? Now log of fifth root of 108. How can I write this in simplest form? Log of 108 to the power 1 by 5. To the power 1 by 5. Now what will happen to 1 by 5? 1 by 5 will get multiplied in front of the log. So 1 by 5 into log of 108. Cool. 1 by 5 into log of 108. So this will become 1 by 5 into log of, okay, 108. What is 108? 108 is 2 square into 3 cube. 2 square into 3 cube. How can I simplify this? 1 by 5 bracket, okay, log of m into n. What is log of m into n? Log of m plus log of n. Can I write it as log of 2 square plus log of 3 cube? I've used the product rule. The multiplication got converted into addition and both the numbers got the log sign in front of them. So 1 by 5 multiplied by, okay, what happens to 2 square? Can I write it as 2 log 2? Yes, plus log, sorry, 3 log 3. Now 1 by 5 will get multiplied inside. If you want, you can multiply. If you don't want, you can leave it like this, but I will suggest multiply. So it will become 2 by 5. 2 into 1 by 5 is 2 by 5 log 2 plus 2 in 1 by 5 into 3 is 3 by 5 log 3. Right? So 2 by 5 log 2 plus 3 by 5 log 3. So that's how you can convert 108 in terms of log 2 and log 3, right? So do we have some space? Yeah, we have plenty of space over here. Cool. Express as a single logarithm. That's the fourth question. We just did the uh, third question. Now the fourth question. Express as a single logarithm. 2 plus half log 9 to the base 10 minus 2 log 5 to the base 10. Okay, let me write it over here. This is question number 4, right? Just understand the method. 2 plus half log of 9 to the base 10 minus 2 log 5 to the base 10, right? We have to express this as a single logarithm. Now first comes 2. What is 2? Now you must be thinking, how can I convert a number into logarithmic form? Now if you think very sharply, you will remember that log of 100 to the base 10. What is log of 100 to the base 10? It is 2. Log of 100 to the base 10 is 2. Remember? I showed you the properties, the characteristics of logarithm, and then we discussed this. Okay, plus log of 9 raised to 1 by 2 to the base 10. This number which is multiplied in front can become the power of 9, right? Minus log of 5 square to the base 10, right? So log of 100 to the base 10. What is 9 raised to 1 by 2? 9 raised to 1 by 2 is root of 9, which is 3. So I'm directly writing it as log of 3 to the base 10 minus log of 25 to the base 10. Right? Now addition gets converted into multiplication. So you can write it as log of 100 into 3. And subtraction gets converted into division upon 25 to the base 10. 25 4s are and 4 3s are 12. So it becomes log of 12 to the base 10. That's the final answer. So you remember that I converted log a to the base m plus log b to the base m into log of a into b to the base 10. And because there was minus sign, because there was subtraction sign, so I converted the number after subtraction using the quotient law, and I put it into denominator, right, as a division. So that's how you combine a logarithmic expression. You keep it as a logarithmic expression, but you combine it. So you've done question number 3 and 4 over here. Let's move on. Question number 5. Okay, so what is question number 5? Find the value of x. Let's see how to do it. Question number 5. This is the first sub question. Log of x plus 5 to the base 10 is 1. What you have to find? You have to find x. You have to find x. Okay, so log of x plus 5 to the base 10. How can I simplify this? So I will convert this, for solving for x, I will convert this in the form of exponential form. So base will remain the base 10. answer will become the power 1 is equal to the number whose log we are taking out becomes the answer, right? So 10 minus 5, 10 raised to 1 is 10, minus 5 is equal to x, so x is equal to 5. Easy peasy. Easy peasy apple squeezy. That's what my son says whenever he finds something easy. So easy peasy apple squeezy. Cool. Actually, it is easy peasy lemon squeezy. You can't squeeze apple, right? Log of x plus, sorry for that commentary back there. Unnecessary. But you know we are going crazy in this lockdown. So if they continue, if they at all decide to continue with the lockdown, I'm just going to break out and go outside. I'm just kidding. Don't mind. Okay, so that's the next question. Log of x plus 1 to the base 10 plus log of x minus 1 to the base 10 is equal to log of 11 to the base 10 plus 2 log 3 to the base 10. We have to find x. What we have to find? X. Very simple. Okay. So you know that first we are going to apply the power rule. I'm sorry, the product rule, but in reverse, right? So if you got log of m to the base 10 plus log of n to the base 10, it will get converted into log of m into n to the base 10. So this will become log of x plus 1 into x minus 1 to the base 10. This will become log of 11 to the base 10 plus this will become log of 3 square to the base 10. Okay, this will become log of x square minus 1 to the base 10, right? X square minus 1 is together, and this will become log of 11 to the base 10 plus log of 9 to the base 10. Let us simplify this further. Log of x square minus 1 to the base 10 is equal to log of m plus log of n will become log of m into n, product log to the base 10. Right? Now logarithm can be cancelled from both the sides. So we'll get x square minus 1 is equal to 99, or x square is equal to 99 plus 1, that is 100. Okay, we've got the value of x square. Let's simplify this further. So therefore x is equal to root of 100, that is plus minus 10. Plus minus 10. So your answer is, the final answer should be plus minus 10. But we are not going to take the minus sign. So don't bother writing, because in logarithms there is no negative sign. But even if you write, it's not wrong. But okay, let it be. Let it be. Just let it be. Okay, so that was the second part of question number 5. Question number 6. If log of 2 is 0.3010 and log of 3 is 0.4771, find the value of log 6, log 5 and log root 24. It's very easy. See, the first one, we have to find log 6. Okay, can I write it as log of 2 into 3? Can I write it as log of 2 plus log of 3? Product rule. What is log of 2? 0.3010. Plus what is log of 3? 0.4771. So what you will get if you add them? If you add them, you will get 0.7781. If you're wondering what is this first answer over here, it is wrong. Okay, the first answer is 0.7781. Okay, the second question, you have to find the answer of log 5. Now you must be wondering, they have given the value of log 2 over here and log 3 over here. How they are asking us to find log 5? Are they crazy or what? They're not. I'll tell you how to find. Log 5. Can I write log 5 as log of 10 by 2? Yes, I can, to the base 10. How can I write log of 10 by 2 to the base 10? I can write it as log of 10 to the base 10 minus log of 2 to the base 10. What rule is this? What is this rule? This is quotient law. Okay, log of 10 to the base 10 is 1. Sorry for that, bad handwriting. Log of 10 to the base 10 is 1 minus log of 2 to the base 10 is 0.3010. If you subtract it, what you will get? 0.6990. It's correct. Let's move on to the third one. You have to find the value of what is that? Log of root 24. Now actually people are wondering, log of root 24, are you nuts? Log of root 24. Okay, can be simplified, don't worry. What is root 24? I can write root 24 as you have studied in first chapter, rational irrational number, right? What is root 24? 8 threes are, 4 six are, 12 twos are, yeah, 4 six are. So log of 2 root 6, log of 2 root 6. Okay, how can I simplify log of 2 root 6? Okay, can I write it as log of 2 into root 6? Yeah, I can write it like that. And how can I simplify this further? Log of m into n, yeah? So log of 2 plus log of root 6. Yes, product gets converted into addition. Okay, what is log of 2? 0.3010. What is log of root 6? Log of 6 raised to 1 by 2. That is 0.3010 plus 1 by 2 into log of 6. 0.3010 plus half into log of 6. Can I simplify this further? 0.3010 plus half multiplied by log of 2 into 3, right? 0.3010 plus half bracket log 2 into log 2 into 3 is log of 2 plus log of 3. Actually, we know the answer of log 6, don't we? Yeah, 0.7781. Why we are doing all this? See, these two steps were completely unnecessary. I'll just erase them. Okay, so you know what I'm going to write? I'm going to write 0.3010 plus half into log of 6 power law. 0.3010 plus half multiplied by log 6 is 0.7781, right? So if you multiply this, you are going to get, if you multiply this half into 0.7781 and add it with this, you're going to get 0.69005, right? 0.69005. So that's how you solve question number 6. Okay, so that was our second part. Let's zoom out and check what we have done. All the solved example plus the concept, right? Okay, So that was question number 5 and 6. 5, the first part of fifth, second part of fifth, then question number 6, first, second, and third part. And then over here we've done question number 3 and 4, fourth over here, 3 over here, somewhat I think. Okay, then the concept, basic characteristics of logarithm and laws of logarithm. That's it. That is our today's work, right? Okay, so I'm going to see you in the next class, that is for the third part of logarithm, which is very tiny, small, and then there is fourth part which is tricky, right? But see, why I'm doing one part every day is because you should get a grip on logarithms. Otherwise, this is a new language and you can easily forget new language if you don't speak the new language, right? So I hope you learn it fast. Exercise 8B is homework. 8B. I hope you finish it fast. Alright, so see you in the next video. Bye bye.